are you? How you doing? As I promised, here I am today again, and I hope, I hope so. Some of you come and visit me, or and stay with me while I'll talk to you or chat with you. So anyway, if you saw a little bit of my live yesterday afternoon, I talked about colonoscopy, the importance and vital to have a colonoscopy or or make an appointment or make it in your plans of your life to set an appointment with your doctor, your gastroenterologist, to set an appointment because it is very important. Colonoscopy is a very important thing to have done in your life. At a certain age, if you're over 50, it's very important, very, very important because you want to know what's going on with you. You want to know what we eat, what the intestinal section, is a big spiral thing. We eat and then the body takes whatever's good and then we throw out the waste. So anyway, I had my prep yesterday, and I'm gonna tell you, to take off your fears. A lot of people postpone colonoscopies because they think that it's a hassle. A lot of people really don't want to do these things because either they fear or they don't want to put it in their plans or on their list to do because they just want to be cool. But no, colonoscopy should be done. Should be something that you should have it on your mind to do it, or to put it in your list of future things to do. So anyway, I had it done 10 years ago, and they do it every 10 years. Nervousness of fear, and you start thinking, oh God, I'm gonna have to go through this. But really, so anyway, my not my my GI, or my gastroenterologist doctor, sent me a note. It's time to do the colonoscopy again, and I said, oh, okay. So I set up the appointment for the third, which is today. So he when I went for the appointment, when I went to his office, he asked me, which thing do I prefer to do. So hello, people, how are you? Mihail Kalov, hi, how are you? How you doing? I'm talking about colonoscopy. Colonoscopy is a very important thing to plan in our lives, because really it's, colon cancer. When I was in my mid 30s, it's something that people on television and in the media talked about. At that time, we didn't have the technology of, iPhones or the cell phones. So I remember they used to talk to us. But it's true, colonoscopy is not an invasive procedure where they cut you off at all. It's something very simple, and I'm going to tell you exactly my experience. I had it done today, and it's not a really nothing out of this world. I'm going to tell you exactly, how the experience is. So anyway, I went to the doctor's office, and they ask you, if you have any allergies, if you take a medication, with the whole history. Nowadays, everything is in the computer. When you go to a doctor, they know the whole history. They know what kind of medications you take in. Hello, sweetie. Anthea Ki Kadari, Padma Rathod. How are you? Adlan, how are you? Everybody, I hope with me, staying with me in this subject or issue. So anyway, so I went and you can either have the fluid where you take, 5 gallons of liquid for the preparation, or you can take the tablets. it's called Sutab, Sutab tablets. It's just there's two vials of tablets. Each one contains 12 tablets. So I prefer to go into the tablet because at the previous one I took the liquid, and it was kind of you have to drink this thing. It makes you nauseous, and makes you bloated, and it's a horror. It's a horror. No wonder people don't want to do it. But let me tell you, the tablet the tablet decision, it is the best. So I opted for the tablet. Oh, Michael, I'm New York. This is New York, Northeast. So going back, so I took the tablets option, and so yesterday it was my prep day. If you're taking any medications, they tell you, to stop taking anticoagulants. Certain, if you are on this type of medication or injections where you inject yourself to lose weight, they ask you to stop that, and they ask you to stop other medications. They give you instructions to a list. So luckily, if you like me, a few of you are like me that only take vitamins, you also stop taking vitamins for 4 days. So anyway, I'll walk you through the simple of how it is to go through to this preparation. So yesterday, I had since Monday, I my appointment was today, Friday for it, and I stopped taking vitamins from Monday, 4 days, and all and you're not supposed to take to ingest that or eat anything that's red like strawberry juice. You're supposed to take just plain water. But I'm gonna tell you something. When you take the first bottle of 12 tablets, like half hour, you start, you go to the bathroom and you start clearing your colon. So you need to replenish your electrolytes. So when they give you in your instructions, when you're going to have a colonoscopy, they tell you to drink orange juice. Oh, you're from Bulgaria. Oh, that's nice. That's great. I'm glad you're with me, and I'm talking about the experience of having to go through a colonoscopy preparation, and the experience of it. So I'm letting you know that those of you, if you make, and I urge you and recommend you to please, think about, put it on your list to have a colonoscopy. Very, very important. And I'll tell you what, you can get cancer, colon cancer, and it's something that you don't want to have. What those of you who are married, those of you who are a little younger, colon cancer is a horror. I'm a nurse, and I have known patients that had colon cancer for neglect. It's a pure neglect, because if you have your gastroenterologist or GI doctor, or your regular doctor, they'll ask you, when was the last time you had a colonoscopy, or you do for a colonoscopy. Don't put it off, because colon cancer is let me say, is a motherfucker. It's not a nice thing to deal with. Not only your appearance, but if you have a colonoscopy, they'll catch you in time. They'll catch it in time, and it can be removed, and or you're not gonna worry about having colon cancer on a stage 4. So anyway, so it's a simple thing. It's a simple thing. Like I said, if you opt to go through the pill form preparation, like I said, it's 2 vials. They give you 2 vials of 12 tablets each. So you start taking, if you don't have any problems swallowing, the pills are not that big. You can take the tablets with a sip of water, the first 12 tablets, and you drink water. And you know what I recommend as a nurse? I recommend that you also add the Pedialyte. The Pedialyte that has electrolytes, the clear one. I recommend you add that to your diet, because before you're gonna have the colonoscopy, you're gonna be on a liquid diet. You're not gonna eat any food. It's gonna be you get up that morning before the colonoscopy, you're gonna be on the first thing you're gonna have is apple juice, Jello, tea. No, nothing that is red or purple. You have a tea early in the morning for breakfast. Okay, so then you take your tablets. You can. I started. The instruction tells you to take the tablets at 4 p.m. But I they ask you to take the tablets at 4 p.m. and then, which is the first dose of the first 12 tablets, and then the second vial, which contains 12 tablets, they want you to start at 8 p.m. So for 8, I decided. I said, I figured if I start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the to take the first set of 12 tablets, I'll be okay. So I started at 1 o'clock, and I took the first 12 tablets. By this time, I was just having Jello, a vial of Jello, water, apple juice, and Pedialyte. So what I did was I mixed the Pedialyte, in thirds, Pedialyte, apple juice, and water. And then on the side, I had a cup of tea. Like, you could have chamomile tea, rosemary tea, a cup, and so the water section, the water part, either you could have apple juice. But like I said, as a nurse, I recommend, since you are gonna be going to the bathroom, uh, and you're gonna be going, you're going to be expelling your whole liquids that you've had that during the day. So you have to replenish the electrolytes. So Pedialyte, I could spell it for you. Pedialyte is what you give when your kid has fever. You buy Pedialyte, Pedialite, Pedialyte. It has electrolytes. Now it has a few. Now it comes as a few different flavors. But while you're having this procedure, this preparation, you can just buy the clear one, the clear Pedialyte, and add it to your liquid diet. So you take the first vial, the first 12 tablets, and and I would say it starts working. Once you complete the 12 tablets, it starts working. You start going to the bathroom. I would say half hour, 45 minutes, and at this point, you are you are you are on a clear diet. You taking do it. So my first section of my first phase of experience, while I took the first vial of 12 tablets, I felt fine. I was make sure that I was replenishing myself with the electrolytes, which is, also you can have soup, chicken broth or vegetable broth. You can have as much, actually, it tells you a cup, but you can have as much as you want. Not a lot, but you can, you're going to be drinking liquid. Clearly, it's going to be a liquid diet that day. So you can have, it tells you a cup, but you can replenish yourself with the soup, the chicken soup, the Jello, the water, the Pedialyte, and the tea. You're going to be drinking this type of liquids the whole day. So you are going to the bathroom. So the first phase of going to the bathroom was, you know, you get the first bowel movement, and it's formed, and then the second one, it becomes a little water, a little slow loose, and by the time after 3 hours is just, you start going to the bathroom like more, it's like clearing. It's clear. It's, you feel water. So that was my experience from 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock. And then in the instructions, they'll tell you what to have for breakfast. Like I told you before, the breakfast consists of tea, Jello, and and what else? And an apple juice. And then they tell you for snack, another tea, and then they'll tell you Jello for lunch, or and then you can have at 3 o'clock a snack. You can have another apple juice and Jello. But in the meantime, I think you should be replenishing with with your liquid apple juice and water and tea. It doesn't. I don't think it matters what the instructions tells you, that that it schedules you to just have apple for breakfast, apple juice and tea and Jello, and then they tell you for snack they tell you Jello, and then lunch it tells you to have a chicken broth, Jello, and tea. So that, okay, you can have that as a standard, but remember that there is 10 o'clock, 11, 12, and so on. It goes up to lunchtime, and then it tell you lunchtime. So in other words, you can still drink. Uh, you can mix the Pedialyte in between, because as you go into the bathroom and you go into the bathroom, you're gonna have, like, it's not formed bowel movements anymore. You having water coming out. So by 3 o'clock, it's going to, 3:30, you continue drinking, your clear diet. And then I had then by 5 o'clock, I decided to have my dinner. I decided to have like vegetable soup, and I mixed it with the chicken broth. I put in as like more than a cup, like a bowl. a bowl, a bowl of and a plate. I chose a bowl of soup to have instead. So I mixed the vegetable broth and the chicken broth by 5:30. That's what I had for dinner, and then I had Jello. You can have as much Jello during the day if from breakfast time. So also I had the tea. I had rosemary tea, I had chamomile tea, and then I also, like I said, the Pedialyte. By 5:30, 5:30, quarter to 6, I decided to have the next vial of 12 tablets. And I started by, I think, quarter to 6. Exactly before 6 o'clock, I took this next 12 tablets of the preparation. And I sipped it with water, and it tells you in the instructions, it tells you that once you take the tablets, the remaining of the water should take about half hour to complete it, and then after that you continue to drink water. So if as a liquid, the water you can use, instead of just plain water, you can use the apple juice, mix it with the Pedialyte, and to supplement your electrolytes that you're losing, because you just drink water and apple juice, which is, you want to have sugar in your system. You know what I mean? You don't want to feel, not you since you go into the bathroom, you're losing the electrolytes, make you weak. So therefore, apple juice it has sweetness, and water you can mix it into it, and also the Pedialyte, very important to do that. I like the reason for this live for me to you guys is because a lot of people do not like to talk about these things. People do not. It's not like I think in the 80s and 90s, mainly between the 80s and the 90s, there was a lot more information out there. In the media, on TV, you would see people talking about colonoscopy a lot, and the urgency to to let the public know the importance of colonoscopy, how important it is. And at that time, when you're young, you don't think about these things. You think you're so invincible, and that life doesn't move on. But life moves on. My life goes life goes very quick. So you don't, a lot of us, when we're young, we don't want to think about other things rather than whatever is at present, having fun, and not growing old that quick. But youth, like I have said, that youth is very short. Old age is longer. So, mi gente, I'm going to say to you in Spanish, hola mi gente, estoy hablando acerca de la colonoscopía, algo que es muy importante en nuestro alrededor de la salud. La colonoscopía es algo que debemos de tomar interés en pensar que tenemos que hacer, que tenemos que ponerlo en nuestra página de las cosas que hacer. La colonoscopía es algo muy importante. Entonces yo considero que si ustedes me están escuchando, que entiendan que la colonoscopía es algo que tiene que ponerse en progreso en nuestras vidas e incluirlo al hacer una cita con el doctor, con el gastroenterólogo, para que pueda usted ir del doctor y tener una cita para que organice con el doctor a que le ejerza una colonoscopía. So anyway, I'm talking to you in Spanish also to let you know that colonoscopy is very important to put it in your calendar. To have a conversation with you, make an appointment with your GI doctor, because let me tell you, it's something that you don't want to have colon cancer. So going back to my experience, once I had the second set of 12 tablets, and I can assure you there was no, I didn't have no side effects. I didn't feel no nausea. I didn't feel bloated. I just took the pills, and easily I went to the bathroom and clear, because they want to have a clear colon when the scope goes up your rectum and they check you for polyps in the intestines and the colon. They want to, if they find polyps in your colon, they're gonna take biopsy out of it, and they're gonna, I think they do surgically remove it while they do the colonoscopy. But anyway, uh, I did not have any problems with the preparation. It was very smooth. The only thing is that you have to, you're on a clear diet, and you're not gonna eat for the day before. You're not gonna eat anything. You're gonna be on a pure clear diet. The preparation is supposed to be clear diet, and it is called preparation, colonoscopy prep or preparation, which means that you're going to prepare that day. And you get nervous. Yes, you feel nervous, and but let me tell you, it's better to feel nervous rather than have the unknown, that not knowing what's going on with you inside your colon. You know, it's a pipe. It's like pipe where the water comes from. When you open the faucet, can you picture just the pipe when you open the water? When you get, a lot of nowadays we drink water. We do not, we drink water from bottles, bottled water. We buy it. We buy the water, because I don't think a lot of people drink water from the faucet, because those pipes, man. I mean, have you ever seen when the community, they send you a note in the mail and tell you that they are going to clean the pipes in the community. So if you notice uh, brown water when you open the faucet that day, it's really they're cleaning the pipes. So just plainly, God knows whether are those pipes. So a lot of people don't drink water from the pipes. I think now they buy water, bottled water. So the same thing with our intestines is our pipe. Inside of this body, we have inside plenty of things. We have pipes, arteries, which is like an electrical circuit that we have. Inside is once they open you up, there's a whole composite of different things. You have veins. You have the veins is like, if you went to school and took biology, you know what's inside of a body, right? And the pipes, we have the esophagus, which is a pipe. You have to drink water, so it's always smooth when you're eating. When you eat, you have to make sure you have water next to you, so you drink in the water, so in case you feel like the food sometimes gets a little stuck, so you drink water. And when you eat, you want to make sure you have a quiet, well, a lot of people nowadays, when they eat in a group, they you can have a choking incident when on a table, when somebody's laughing out too much, or joking, and somebody laughs, and something gets stuck while you're eating. And many times as a nurse, I had to aid in choking. You go in behind and do the Heimlich maneuver, where you push in the stomach and get the object out of the mouth, whatever it is. So yes, so the pipe, the colon pipe, or where the waste goes from our body, is something that has to be checked. So you go to a GI, and scheduled a colonoscopy, which is, like I said, is something that is very, very important to do. So going back to the phase 2 of the tablets, I took the second set of tablets, like I told you, 12 tablets, because that was my option to go. I decided to take the tablet preparation. Is, as I mentioned before, there's 2 vials. Each one contains 12, and the second one contains 12 tablets. So I took the first 12, and everything was good. And I was on a clear liquid also the day before. And then I went through my second set of 12 tablets. I sipped it with water and did the same thing that I did on the first set of tablets. You sip the 12 tablets with a sip of water, and then the remaining of the water you slowly complete it within the half hour. And then after you complete that liquid or water, then you add another cup of water, and you complete that for another half hour. And then once you complete that, and so on and so forth, you go for the next set of cup of water. And you are actually drinking water this whole day during the procedure. And like I said, for lunch, you're going to have chicken broth, because it has sodium. It's something that you lose when you have the preparation of colonoscopy. You lose in electrolytes. So the reason that they recommend you to drink chicken broth and vegetable broth is because it has sodium. Something that you lose in. That's why I'm recommending you that if you ever gonna have a colonoscopy, make sure to add into that menu that they give you, those instructions, the Pedialyte. The Pedialyte has electrolytes, so you can mix the Pedialyte clear. Make sure that it's a clear Pedialyte. Nowadays they have different colors of Pedialyte, but before a colonoscopy procedure, make sure that you buy the clear Pedialyte, and not the color. They have blue color, they have strawberry, they have all kinds of Pedialyte colors. But it's very important to have to add, in addition for the water, all the other liquid that you have, and then the apple juice, to add the electrolyte bottle, which is the Pedialyte that you use to for the elderly, or when you give to your child. The doctor tells you to give the Pedialyte. So yes, to have Pedialyte, you can mix the clear Pedialyte with the apple juice, and you can mix it with the tea that they recommend you, or they give you in the instructions for the menu to have during the day. So after I had the second vial of 12 tablets, but this time you are getting clear. Your colon, your intestines are getting clear. They're getting cleaned, ready for the colonoscopy the following day. So 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evening, I think 9:30, 9:30, 9:30, 9:45 was my last my last time that I had my liquids. You know, so during the day I had bought a whole bottle of apple juice, because the instructions that they give you for colonoscopy is, they tell you apple juice, vegetable broth, jello, and tea. No milk, no dairy products. It's just, and you're not supposed to be taking vitamins either 4 days before it, before the colonoscopy. Before the schedule they schedule the before the schedule date. So no anticoagulants either, and no other, no other medications that you are. So they do tell you, to stop certain They give you a list of medications not to take. Anticoagulants is something that they tell you not to take, because the procedure involves a tube, a scope that goes through your rectum, and they look how everything is looking at there. So anyway, so by 9:30 in the evening, I had 9:30, 9:45. I had finished with my diet, my clear liquid diet. So, uh, so you can see, letting you know that it is a very easy thing. It is. Let me see, what is it? Hi, Sharon. How are you? You just woke up. Nice to see you. Oh, give him my best. I miss him too. You know what I mean? Oh God, you're so sweet. I'm so happy that you're here. Yeah. Oh, really? What are you saying? Can't communicate on his video. You have comments switched off. I do. I don't. I wonder why. Um, it doesn't matter. I can only speak, really. You know what I mean. But I cannot really write. Anyway, which switch do I have off? Which one are you talking about? Oh, I do. I have to check. I have to check. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking colonoscopy. I had a colonoscopy today, and yesterday I went live. Oh, you have to. Oh, okay. Which section are you talking about that I have the comment switched off on my on which video? Which video are you talking about? Sorry, guys. Um, I'm answering one of my lovely subscriber, Sharon. Oh, okay. I'm gonna turn it on. You going to sleep already? Oh, oh, it's so sweet of you to come out. I'm talking about. Well, you can see the. I know. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll give a hug and love to Bernie, and you take care of yourself. You going to bed already? You going to sleep? Oh, that's so sweet of you. I'm talking. I had a colonoscopy today. It's something that we have to have done. You cannot be scared of not having one. You know what I mean? It's something that the preparation is okay. Okay. Have a good night, sweetie. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you over. I know. I had it done today, and I'm telling my viewers that it's not, they should schedule one. It's nothing hard. It's nothing out of this world to have. It's something so easy. So once you schedule it and you go through it, it's nothing. There's not, the experience is easier. It's more when people tell you that is, oh, you feel like this is nothing. The colonoscopy is nothing. I mean, I'm telling that I opted with the pills instead. I took the pills instead of the liquid until the first one I had to take that emulsion with 5 gallons of water, thing that it gives you, made me so nauseous. So I was fearing to have the second one, but the truth is that it was easy this time around. Going through having the pills, opting to go with the pills. It's easy. It's I know the liquid is horrible, but you know, I took the tablets. I'm telling everyone that the tablets are the best. You know, the tablets are the best. Anyway, guys, as I'm coming back to you, sorry, but you know, one of the subscribers was, you know, you guys are very important, so I have to address whatever you guys when you guys appear. So anyway, going back to my experience of my preparation for the colonoscopy. Okay, sweetheart, you have a good night. Give my love to Bernie. Give him a hug from Sammy too. Okay, sweetie. So anyway, going back to let you know about hi hi Mikael, how are you? I'm still talking about you. You going to bed too? Where Bulgaria is dark already? Is night there already? Oh, thank you for staying with me. Thank you for coming out and say hello. You know, check my channel. It's a very small channel. It's not a big channel. It's not a big channel. Usually I come out and do lives, you know, and as a nurse sometimes I give little recommendations of things that I think about, you know, think about whoever comes to my lives, they know that I'm a nurse and that I will be talking about, you know, little, you know, small health issues and you know, I'm not, you know, not well round known about every health issues, but there's a few. So anyway, guys, going back to my colonoscopy experience. So the day of the preparation, I had, like I told you before, I opted to go with the pills for the procedure, and the pills are a lot easier. So I went through the second set of pills of 12 pills. I had them with a sip of water and continue with my daily liquid diet the day before, and it went smooth. I didn't feel no weakness. I didn't feel sick about it. You know, the pills, you take the pills, and you go to the bathroom and you empty, and it clears your colon, and it does a good job. And you don't it's not as like when you take the liquid, when you opt to take the liquid, you take the liquid, and then you feel bloated, and you feel nauseous, and like just to drink, to sip those 5 gallons of solution, it sucks, man. It's not something that you enjoy, you know. And it only makes you sick, more sick. To you're gonna have here you're going to have a colonoscopy, and it makes you feel more sick. Just the thought, just the thought that drinking, you're having to drink this liquid, you know, and doesn't taste good. And to top it off, it tastes awful, tastes awful. So it's like a torture. It's like a torture to have to drink this whole 5 gallons of liquid, which tastes awful, awful. I'm telling you, because I had it first. So having done that experience, so I figured I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it, talk about the having had scheduled my colonoscopy and opting for the pills, which is much better. You swallow the pills, and if you don't have trouble swallowing the pills, I mean, as a nurse, I learned that also a trick, you know, with my patients. If you have problems swallowing pills, you can take it with applesauce. Put the pill in applesauce. You know what I mean? You can put the pill in a spoon the applesauce. If the pill is big, you can cut it in half and put a half of the pill in an applesauce in the spoon, and then you swallow it. And let me tell you, as a nurse, I learned that trick, and the patient didn't have problems swallowing the pills. And a lot of patients do have problems swallowing, you know, whole pill. You know, it's not everybody taking that into consideration, that not everybody takes pills easily. You know, not everybody feels swallowing pills. Not everybody swallows pills whole. You know, some patients cannot do it. they gag, and if you gag, and if you had to take pills after breakfast or lunch or dinner, it can make you also throw up. So sometimes you have to be a little artistic as a nurse and figure out things. You know what I mean? If you care for that patient, you say, oh shoot, what? How can I help this patient to swallow his pills? So yes, so taking into consideration that I'm telling you that I opted to take the pills for this procedure. Um, I'm also letting you know that if you have problems swallowing pills, the pills weren't that big, and and you could cut it in half. You have you could buy yourself a pill cutter and cut the pills in half if you feel that they're a little big. You know what I mean? And then you can swallow. If you have problems swallowing, then you can also take it with applesauce. Mix it in applesauce and you take your pills and no problems. You trust me, as a nurse, just your pills, you will swallow them down without a problem. That's a trick. Again, I'm letting you know that if it that the pills can be swallowed with applesauce. Cut them in half with a pill cutter, and then mix them in applesauce, and you have no problems. So, going back to my the preparation with the like I said, I opted to swallow, to go with the pills for the colonoscopy procedure. So I completed the second vial of 12 pills, and it was magnificent. Like I said, I didn't have no nauseousness. As long as I had my electrolyte or Pedialyte, and my apple juice, and my chicken broth, and my vegetable broth for dinner as a soup, and my Jello. So all day, this is all you drink. You can drink as much as you want, as long as it's apple juice. I think just drinking water is not enough, or tea with sugar. They allow you to have tea with sugar. It has to be nothing red or purple. You can have chamomile tea, any kind of tea, as long as it's not red or purple. And you can have electrolyte included in it. They don't tell you, but as a nurse, I'm letting you know. You can mix the Pedialyte with the apple juice and the tea if you want. No milk. You're not allowed to take milk either. So there you go. So then by 10 o'clock, I was done, and you don't feel so up, you know what I mean? Because you don't get a little worried too, but aside from those feelings, physically you are fine. There's no, like I said, there's no side effects to the pills. So the urgency of going to the bathroom stops once. I think that after 3 hours, you just go and it's pure water. You know that you go into the bathroom to have your bowel movements, and it's no bowel movements. There's just water. Clear water comes out. Like, if it feels like you're urinating. Actually, it feels like that. And and it stops. You After 3 hours of having taken the pills, you don't feel urgency to go anymore. Like, you're done. Like, the whole preparation, you are ready to go for the procedure the following day. You don't have There's no urgency to there's no urgency to have a bowel movement anymore. Like, the pills is a great preparation for the colonoscopy, and I recommend it to you. When you schedule your next colonoscopy, I recommend to all of you that you do with the pills, because it's the best. Not only is the best, you don't have to drink those 5 gallons of despicable water solution that they make you drink, and it makes you nauseous to drink it. So yes, with 100% assurance, I'm I'm letting you know that if I'm letting you know and urgently recommend you to schedule a colonoscopy, whatever age you are and you're listening to my live, very important. So you can have this procedure done which will clear and will let the doctor know and will let you know that once they do the colonoscopy, they'll find out how you are doing. If you don't have polyps, you don't, your colon is clean and is looking good, and God bless you. Like, I went today, so I got myself prepared to, and I went at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was scheduled to go, and I had that you're not supposed to have after you finish the whole preparation. Like I said, told you by 10 o'clock in the evening I was done. I was done with the liquids and my clear diet, and I didn't feel like like I said, you can drink all you want of liquid. But by 12 midnight, you're not supposed to have nothing by mouth. No, 12 midnight. After 12 midnight, you're done. You don't drink anything. So like I said, you have clear diet the whole day, and by 12 midnight, you not nothing by mouth, and you stop taking anything by mouth. You're done, because you're going to have this procedure done the following day. So you go get up in the morning, whatever time you have scheduled it. I had my colonoscopy scheduled by 7 o'clock in the morning today, and I was fine physically, mentally. I was doing okay. No ailments, no stomach ache, no urgency to go to the bathroom. The preparation with the pills, you're done. It does what it's supposed to do: make you clear your colon and have you ready. And it's a great thing. It does its job. The pills do the job, and it's time concretely, because it cleans your colon during the 3 hours that you take the pills, and then you continue just drinking this liquid water during the whole day, and you by 10 o'clock you're done with drinking. Then by 11:30, you get ready to go to bed. So by 12, you're not supposed to take anything by mouth, and you're okay. So the following day, I had it at 7 o'clock in the morning. I went in. You get registered. They take you. They take you all the information. Though they confirm it, they have you sign, and you have and it's a must. When you have a colonoscopy schedule, you cannot go alone. You have to have somebody with you. Is the rule. Is the rule from the doctor. You cannot go. You have to be accompanied by an adult. You have to go. So you cannot go even by taxi. If you cannot have it. So it's something easy. You guys have friends. Everybody that comes to my lives or in social media, everybody has friends. Who doesn't have friends or family? And if you're alone, you gotta find somebody that you won't have a problem finding somebody that will take you. So you have to, when you have a colonoscopy schedule, you have to have somebody to go with you, your husband, your friend, your cousin. Make sure you takes you somebody takes you to this designated colonoscopy site, or where you're going to have the procedure. So I had my husband with me, and so you go and register when you scheduled, and you all prepared already. You cleaned. You don't have. I assure you, you don't have no urgency to go to the bathroom anymore. It's done. Once you take the pills, you're done. They work. The efficacy is very good, and no side effects, and you're feeling fine. And so I went in. I got registered, like I said, and my husband was with me, and it was very good. Then they call your name. You go in, and they tell you to take you know all your clothes off, put the gown on. They check your vitals, which means they take your blood pressure, your respiration rate, and since you didn't drink anything in the morning, and since last night, after 12 p.m., 12 midnight, they hydrate you through an intravenous. They give you an intravenous, and they hydrate you. So you get your gown, put your clothes away. If you have the socks, you leave the socks, your socks on, and the nurses take all the information for you. They'll go over with you this if the right person, the right date of birth. They want to make sure it's you. You know, they want to make sure you have somebody also with you. They ask you again if somebody is going, who can call. So yes, I was a little bit anxious, I must say, but I felt good. I felt fine, and I felt good about it. And then the anesthesiologist came around, and he told me that he'll be taking care of me. And next thing I know, he was wheeling me into the procedure station, or the room. And as a nurse, so many times I wheel patients to take them places, to take them to the emergency room, to take them to the surgical site, operating room, and I was the one doing the wheeling all the time, and I always tried to make them feel good, and tried to make them comfortable while they're going to have the procedure. But this time, it was me that was being wheeled to the procedure room. And it felt kind of funny because the anesthesiologist, the one that was comforting me with words like telling me, "Don't worry, everything will be all right. I'm gonna put you to sleep, and you're gonna be." So sure enough, I get to the procedure room, and got kinds of equipment in there, and they put you on but this time I had like tears coming up. I was like tears, because you figured, like I said, the reason I felt kind of like that was because I was usually the one doing the transferring in a stretcher on up to for a patient, and this time it was done for me. So the anesthesiologist came over, and he told me he was going to put me to sleep, and I felt when he was doing it, push IV push, intravenous push, the sleeping propofol that he gave me, and he told me you're gonna have a nice sleep. And sure enough, next time I got up, it was like 20 minutes later. I remember when he told me you're gonna have a good night's sleep. It was like about 7:35, 7:35, 7:40. Next time, the nurse worked when I felt awake. The nurse, I was in the recovery room. She tells me, "You are in the recovery room," and I said, "Wow, it's already done." She says, "Yeah, everything is okay." The doctor comes around and tells me the procedure went well. You're fine. It's no polyps, nothing. So yes, it was the colonoscopy went well, and luckily, everything is fine. Everything is great. So, having said that, and having given you the experience, I urgently recommend you guys that you do schedule a colonoscopy for you guys, because you do not want to have colon cancer. Colon cancer is a bitch. You do not want to have that thrown at you. If you're a family person, you have a family, you have a wife, you have kids, you don't want to have that. You don't want to neglect that. You want to make sure that your health is not at risk, because colon cancer is not something to laugh about. Not only it's bad because you procrastinated this procedure to have it done at a very late age, and it's never too late. And if you neglect not having this important thing, which is called colonoscopy, have it scheduled and have yourself checked, you don't want to find out and be diagnosed with colon cancer. You don't want that. You do not want to have your doctor tell you that. It may not be the end, but surgically, they'll have to remove it and place a colonoscopy bag, which will alter your appearance, and that you would also have to learn how to take care of this. And as a nurse, I taught a lot of patients how to care for their own colonoscopy bag. To me, it was nothing because as a nurse, I'm here at your disposal to teach you, educate you about anything as as a patient. So for me to teach a patient how to care for a colonoscopy bag, it was, I always told them it's like taking care of a baby. You know, when you cleaning up a baby, it's the same thing. You know, it's you clean up a rectum. You know, a baby rectum. You clean it up and you get your gloves. You get your don your gloves. Get your material. Your wet ones, your wet towels, wet little wet ones, and you clean the area. It's like cleaning a baby. That's I always explain to my patients. To clean a colonoscopy, a stoma, we call it a stoma, is the opening, like a rectum, because they place in the col- colonoscopy, I mean colonoscopy, in a, in a bag that they put you. Um, it's the, the hole that they make is called stoma. So that looks like a rectum, and you clean that area. And a lot of patients did not even want to look at it. It takes a little while to get used to, and to even learn. I mean, they don't want to learn. At the initial, it takes it. It's I understand. It's your perception changes, your image perception changes, and it's something that nobody wants to deal with that. But it does happen, unfortunately. This is the end that where it comes to if you neglect to have a colonoscopy procedure done. It's the easiest thing, I'm telling you. All you have to worry about is the preparation, which is nothing compared to finding out that you have colon cancer, and then you're gonna have you're gonna have a bag, you know, where it's gonna be like a little bag that you carry on a stomach, on the side of your stomach, and it collects your waste, and you have to learn how to clean it up yourself because there are patients that cannot clean it up, and some people probably will, send somebody home to do, if it's the elderly and they cannot do it, clean it up themselves. They'll have somebody, but majority of the people do end up, majority of the patients that I educated on it on how to take care of a colostomy bag, they eventually learned. It took them time, and it something that they it took a while to even look at it first, and eventually they learned by the time I discharged that patient with a colostomy bag. They were able to they felt they felt they learned, they got adjusted mentally to that, you know and I have had people that I know that they put it, they procrastinate, they put it off, and they learned they had colon cancer for pure neglect. You do not want to have that. You do not want to have that happen to you. You know, you do not want to be a statistic on this issue. It's a simple thing. It's a simple thing. You go through the preparation the day before, and then you go to the doctor. You have somebody to take you to the scheduled appointment. You go through the preparation. Like I said, you opt to go with the pills. I do recommend you, if you're going to have a colonoscopy, have have the pill option. The best, no problem. You take the damn pills. They make you clean within the 3 hours of the first batch of pills, the 12 pills. You go to the bathroom, you continue drinking your liquid diet, and within the 3 hours or 3.5 hours, you start the first phase. You start going clear. And whether you are clear or not, it is a must that you take the second set of 12 pills. You take the second set of 12 pills. Like I said, the instruction tells you to do it first at 4 o'clock, and the next set of 12 pills at 8 o'clock. I didn't want to do that because I figured I could do it at 1 o'clock, and then 5:30 or 6 o'clock. That's how I did it. I started to take the first set of 12 pills at 1 o'clock, and the next one before 6 o'clock. And throughout the day, I had the apple juice, tea, jello, water, and Pedialyte, which restores the electrolytes that you're losing because you go into the bathroom, you go in clear water towards the second set of pills. So you take the second set of pills and you clean. And after 3 hours, it's done. You're ready. Ready for the second day. 12 o'clock, midnight. You don't take before midnight. You don't take anything. You don't take no more. You're done for the preparation. After 12 p.m., nothing by mouth. You go there on your following day for your colonoscopy scheduled time and date, and you're doing fine. No mental stress versus the unknown, because you don't, like I said, you do not want to have colon cancer, man. I don't know why, but I've seen less and less information nowadays on TV about colon cancer. There was more. They were promoting for the public to have colonoscopies more so a few years back than now. Now I don't hear it more often, you know, but it should be something that should be somebody in everybody's mind. Uh, you know, Colonoscopy should be on everybody's mind to schedule and to put it on your calendar. To do it is simple, easy. They put you to sleep when you go to have it done, as long as also make sure you have somebody with you to and they wheel you into the procedure room, and they hydrate you. They put you on an IV and they put you to sleep. And in 20 minutes you wake up. You're in the recovery room, and then you're able to get up and something that stress free. The doctor tells you how you're doing, what the results are, and luckily your results will be good if you take care of yourself and have it done. Easy, no problem. So here I am. I'm a what do you call? I'm a product of a fact. I'm proof that it can be done. It's easy, smooth, and and you and you put it. It's put it behind. You scratch it off your list. It's done. Period. And it's a good thing. So yes, that was the issue for to let you know the experience that I had, and I hope that you will take it into consideration, my suggestion, and understand the value and what it is to have this procedure done. The colonoscopy is a very important thing to do, and please, if you have any comments, if you want to ask me any questions after this, if you want to subscribe to my channel, go right ahead. If you want to, if you like the topic and the subject that I spoke to you about, give me a like, and write comments, and I will answer you. I will answer if you have any question. Please feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions, and I'll more than happy also to answer your, to smooth your fears about it. I'll be very happy to do it. So feel free to ask me anything in the comments section, and I'll appreciate it, and I will answer your questions. And I thank you again for being with me, and you have a good night. Ciao.